If you're thinking about buying one of these 7 SUVs, stop right now and watch this entire video because what I'm about to reveal could save you tens of thousands of dollars in lost value. The automotive market is experiencing unprecedented depreciation patterns, and some SUVs are losing their value so fast it's like watching money burn. We're talking about vehicles that are dropping 50%, even 70% of their original value in just a few years. These aren't obscure models from failing brands. These are SUVs from major manufacturers that millions of people are buying right now, completely unaware they're making one of the worst financial decisions of their lives. Based on current market data, expert analysis, and depreciation trends, I've identified 7 SUVs that will be virtually worthless by 2026. If you own one of these, you need to know what's coming. If you're considering buying one, you need to understand why these vehicles are financial disasters waiting to happen. 7. BMW X5. Starting our countdown at number 7, we have the BMW X5, a luxury SUV that's currently experiencing some of the worst depreciation rates in its segment. While BMW has historically been known for decent resale values, the X5 has become a prime example of how luxury SUVs can turn into money pits. The BMW X5 appears on IC Cars' highest 5-year depreciation list and is among the 5 BMW SUVs with the worst resale value in 2025. This isn't just a temporary market fluctuation, it represents a fundamental shift in how the luxury SUV market is valuing these vehicles. The problems with the X5's value retention are multifaceted. First, BMW has been flooding the market with lease returns, creating an oversupply of used X5s that drives prices down dramatically. When BMW dealers have lots full of off-lease X5s, they have to slash prices to move inventory, which destroys the value of all X5s in the market. Second, the X5's reliability reputation has taken significant hits in recent years. The complexity of BMW's modern technology, particularly their infotainment systems and driver assistance features, has led to numerous problems that are expensive to fix once the warranty expires. Potential buyers are increasingly aware that a used BMW X5 could come with 4-figure repair bills, making them reluctant to pay premium prices. Third, the competitive landscape has changed dramatically. The X5 now faces intense competition from Genesis GV70, Acura MDX, and even non-luxury brands like Toyota Highlander and Honda Pilot that offer similar space and features at much lower prices. Why pay luxury prices for a used BMW when you can get a new, more reliable SUV for similar money? The depreciation curve for the X5 is particularly steep after the 3-year mark. A 2021 X5 that originally sold for $65,000 is now worth approximately $35,000, representing a 46% loss in just 3 years. By 2026, these vehicles will likely be worth less than $25,000, making them some of the most expensive to own luxury SUVs on the market. For current X5 owners, the smart move is to get out now before the value drops even further. For potential buyers, there are much better options that won't devastate your wallet through depreciation. 6. Infiniti QX80. The Infiniti QX80 claims the 6th spot on our list, representing everything wrong with luxury SUV depreciation in today's market. The large, distinguished Infiniti QX80 provides buyers with ample space for cargo and passengers, with 2 foldable rows of roomy seating being the comfy front seats. Despite recent updates, the QX80 is facing a perfect storm of factors that are destroying its resale value. The first major problem is brand perception. Infiniti has been struggling with its identity and market position for years, and consumers have largely lost confidence in the brand. When a luxury brand loses its prestige, the vehicles become much harder to sell, driving down values across the board. The QX80 suffers from this brand image problem more than most Infiniti vehicles, because it's positioned as a premium full-size SUV competing against established players like the Cadillac Escalade and Lincoln Navigator. The second issue is fuel economy. In an era where gas prices fluctuate wildly and environmental consciousness is increasing, the QX80's thirsty V8 engine makes it less attractive to buyers. The EPA ratings of 14 mpg Gore City and 20 mpg Gore Highway are simply unacceptable to many modern SUV buyers who have better options available. Third, the QX80's technology feels dated compared to competitors. While the 2025 model brought some updates, the infotainment system and driver assistance features still lag behind what buyers expect in this price range. When you're spending luxury money, you expect cutting-edge technology, and the QX80 doesn't deliver. The reliability concerns are also mounting. And while the QX80 uses a traditional automatic, buyers are increasingly wary of the Nissan/Infiniti brand's overall quality reputation. This wariness translates directly into lower resale values. Current depreciation data shows the QX80 losing approximately 55% of its value within 5 years, which is catastrophic for a luxury SUV. A 2020 QX80 that sold for $70,000 is now worth around $31,000, and by 2026, expect these values to drop to the mid-$20,000 range. This makes the QX80 one of the worst luxury SUV investments you can make. 5. Lincoln Navigator. Taking the 5th position is the Lincoln Navigator, Ford's flagship luxury SUV that's experiencing surprisingly steep depreciation despite recent redesigns and positive reviews. The Lincoln Navigator L has a higher 5-year rate of depreciation than most large SUVs, and among that group, most are luxurious models. Unsurprisingly, the Navigator's depreciation problems stem from several market realities that Lincoln hasn't been able to overcome. First, the full-size luxury SUV segment is incredibly competitive, with the Cadillac Escalade dominating both sales and brand perception. The Navigator, despite being arguably a better vehicle in many ways, can't compete with the Escalade's cultural cachet and brand recognition. Second, Lincoln's overall brand strength remains questionable. While Ford has invested heavily in revitalizing Lincoln, the brand still lacks the prestige and recognition of German luxury brands or even Cadillac. This brand weakness directly translates to weaker resale values, as buyers prefer vehicles from brands with stronger reputations. Third, the Navigator's target market is relatively small. Full-size luxury SUVs appeal to a specific demographic, and that market isn't growing significantly. When demand is limited but supply includes multiple competitors, prices naturally fall more rapidly. The complexity and cost of ownership also hurt the Navigator's resale value. These vehicles are loaded with technology that can be expensive to repair out of warranty, and potential buyers factor these future costs into their purchasing decisions. The air suspension, advanced infotainment systems, and numerous electronic features all represent potential failure points that scare away value-conscious buyers. Fuel economy remains a significant concern for Navigator owners and potential buyers. With EPA ratings around 16 mpg city and 22 mpg highway, the Navigator's thirsty twin-turbo V6 makes it expensive to operate, particularly as gas prices remain volatile. Current market data shows the Navigator losing approximately 50 to 55% of its value within 5 years. A 2020 Navigator that originally sold for $80,000 is now worth approximately $38,000. By 2026, expect these values to drop into the high $20,000 to low $30,000 range, representing catastrophic depreciation for what was once a premium luxury vehicle. 4. Tesla Model Y. The Tesla Model Y secures the 4th spot, which might surprise Tesla enthusiasts, but the data is undeniable. As the more affordable of Tesla's 2 crossover SUVs, and generally the brand's second least expensive new vehicle, it's kind of a surprise that the Model Y has worse depreciation than the aforementioned Model X. Still, the Model Y is prone to all of Tesla's inherent value problems. The Model Y's depreciation crisis is particularly severe because of Tesla's aggressive pricing strategy and rapid technological advancement. According to CarsDirect.com, the depreciation for the Tesla Model Y can be significant, as it is in all car options from Tesla. Over 5 years, the value of the Tesla Model Y can depreciate as much as 50%, which is a huge number to consider for those who want to make money on their vehicle. The first major problem is Tesla's frequent price cuts on new vehicles. New Tesla prices were high in 2022 because of industry-wide shortages, and now they've dropped significantly even as the car's performance improves, so it's hard to make the case for a used Tesla right now. When Tesla drops the price of a new Model Y by $5,000 or $10,000, every used Model Y on the market instantly becomes worth less. This creates a constantly declining value environment that devastates resale prices. Second, Tesla's rapid technological advancement means that older Model Y vehicles quickly become obsolete. A 2021 Model Y lacks many of the features and capabilities of a 2024 Model Y, making the older vehicle seem outdated despite being relatively new. This technology obsolescence accelerates depreciation beyond normal automotive standards. Third, build quality concerns continue to plague Tesla vehicles. While the company has improved manufacturing over time, early Model Y vehicles had numerous quality control issues, including paint problems, panel gaps, and interior fit and finish issues. These quality concerns make buyers wary of used Teslas, driving down demand and prices. The charging infrastructure, while improving, still creates range anxiety for many potential buyers. This limits the pool of interested buyers for used Model Y vehicles, particularly in areas with limited supercharger networks. Competition in the electric SUV space is intensifying rapidly. The Model Y now faces competition from the Ford Mustang Mach-E, BMW iX, Genesis GV60, and numerous other electric SUVs that offer similar or better features with potentially better build quality and traditional dealer service networks. Current depreciation trends show Model Y vehicles losing 40 to 50% of their value within 3 years. A 2021 Model Y Performance that sold for $65,000 is now worth approximately $32,000. By 2026, expect these values to drop to the mid-$20,000 range, making the Model Y one of the most depreciating electric SUVs on the market. 3. BMW X3. The BMW X3 takes the third position, representing another example of how luxury compact SUVs are struggling with value retention in today's market. While the X3 has been a popular model for BMW, multiple factors are converging to create a depreciation disaster for owners. The compact luxury SUV segment has become incredibly competitive, with excellent offerings from Genesis, Volvo, Audi, and Mercedes-Benz all fighting for the same buyers. The X3 no longer stands out as clearly superior to its competitors, which has weakened its market position and resale value. BMW's reputation for expensive maintenance and repairs significantly impacts the X3's resale value. Potential buyers know that BMWs require premium fuel, expensive synthetic oil changes, and costly repairs when things go wrong. The X3's complex systems, including the turbocharged engines, advanced all-wheel drive system, and sophisticated electronics, all represent potential expensive failure points. The lease return flood is particularly severe for the X3. BMW has heavily promoted leasing on the X3, which means there's a constant stream of off-lease vehicles hitting the used car market. This oversupply drives down prices for all X3s, creating a downward spiral in values. Reliability concerns have mounted for recent X3 models. The turbocharged engines have shown problems with timing chains, water pumps, and electronic issues that can cost thousands to repair. Word is spread among potential buyers about these problems, making them reluctant to pay premium prices for used X3s. The X3's interior and technology are beginning to show their age compared to newer competitors. While BMW has updated the infotainment system, the overall cabin design and materials feel dated compared to what Genesis, Volvo, and even non-luxury brands are offering. Fuel economy, while decent for a luxury SUV, isn't competitive with hybrid competitors or newer turbocharged engines from other manufacturers. As gas prices remain volatile, buyers are increasingly looking for more efficient options. Current market data shows the X3 depreciating at approximately 55 to 60% over 5 years. A 2020 X3 that originally sold for $50,000 is now worth around $22,000. By 2026, expect these values to drop to the high teens, making the X3 a catastrophic investment for anyone who bought new. 2. Cadillac XT6. The Cadillac XT6 claims the second spot on our list, representing one of the most dramatic depreciation disasters in the three-row luxury SUV segment. Despite being relatively new to the market, the XT6 has already shown alarming value loss patterns that will only accelerate through 2026. The XT6 fundamental problem is that it doesn't excel in any particular area while competing in one of the most demanding automotive segments. Three-row luxury SUV buyers have high expectations for space, performance, technology, and prestige, and the XT6 falls short in multiple categories. The interior space is disappointing for a three-row SUV, particularly in the third row where adult passengers struggle with limited legroom and headroom. When buyers are spending luxury money for three-row capability, they expect the space to be genuinely usable, and the XT6 doesn't deliver. Performance is adequate but uninspiring. The base four-cylinder engine feels underpowered for such a large vehicle, while the V6 option provides better performance but with poor fuel economy. Neither engine option provides the refined, powerful experience that luxury SUV buyers expect. The XT6 technology, while adequate, feels dated compared to competitors like the Genesis GV70, BMW X7, or even non-luxury options like the Toyota Highlander. The infotainment system is responsive, but the interface design and features lag behind what buyers expect in this price range. Build quality and reliability concerns are emerging as XT6s accumulate miles. Early reports suggest problems with the transmission, electronic systems, and interior components that worry potential buyers about long-term ownership costs. Brand perception remains Cadillac's biggest challenge. While the brand has improved significantly, it still lacks the prestige of German luxury brands or the reliability reputation of Lexus. This perception problem directly translates to weaker resale values. The competitive environment is brutal for the XT6. It faces competition from the BMW X7, Mercedes GLS, Audi Q7, Genesis GV70, and Lexus GX, all of which offer compelling advantages over the XT6 in various areas. Current depreciation data shows the XT6 losing approximately 60% of its value within 4 years. A 2020 XT6 premium luxury that sold for $60,000 is now worth approximately $24,000. By 2026, expect these values to drop to the high teens or low 20s, making the XT6 one of the worst luxury SUV investments possible. 1. Jaguar I-Pace. Taking the top spot as the SUV that will be virtually worthless by 2026 is the Jaguar I-Pace, an electric luxury SUV that's experiencing some of the most catastrophic depreciation in automotive history. The Jaguar I-Pace lost 72.2% of its value in just 5 years. This level of depreciation is unprecedented for a luxury vehicle and represents a complete collapse in market confidence. The I-Pace's problems are numerous and severe, creating a perfect storm of value destruction. First, Jaguar's overall brand health is extremely poor. The company has struggled with reliability issues, limited dealer networks, and unclear future direction. When a luxury brand is perceived as failing, the vehicles become nearly impossible to sell, driving values to rock bottom. Second, the I-Pace's technology has become rapidly obsolete. As an early electric luxury SUV, it was groundbreaking when introduced, but newer electric SUVs from Tesla, BMW, Mercedes, and Genesis offer superior range, charging speeds, and technology. The I-Pace's 234-mile EPA range feels inadequate compared to newer EVs that offer 300-plus miles. Third, charging infrastructure compatibility issues plague the I-Pace. Unlike Tesla vehicles that have access to the extensive supercharger network, I-Pace owners are limited to slower, less reliable public charging networks. This limitation makes the vehicle less practical for many buyers. Fourth, reliability concerns are mounting. Early I-Pace owners have reported numerous problems with the electrical systems, software glitches, and build quality issues. These problems are expensive to fix and difficult to diagnose, making potential buyers extremely wary. The service network for Jaguar is limited and expensive. Many areas have few or no Jaguar dealers, making routine service difficult and expensive. This service network weakness particularly impacts electric vehicles that require specialized knowledge and equipment. Competition in the electric luxury SUV space has intensified dramatically. The I-Pace now faces superior competitors like the BMW iX, Mercedes EQS SUV, Tesla Model X, and Genesis electrified GV70, all of which offer better range, technology, and reliability. The used EV market dynamics work against the I-Pace. Electric vehicle technology advances so rapidly that older EVs quickly become obsolete. Federal tax credits on new EVs also make used electric vehicles less attractive financially. Current market data shows I-Pace values in complete freefall. A 2019 I-Pace HSE that originally sold for $85,000 is now worth approximately $23,000, representing a 73% loss in just 5 years. By 2026, these vehicles will likely be worth less than $15,000, making them among the most depreciating luxury vehicles ever sold. For I-Pace owners, the advice is simple: sell immediately before values drop even further. For potential buyers, avoid the I-Pace entirely. There are much better electric SUV options that won't destroy your financial future. These 7 SUVs, the BMW X5 and X3, Infiniti QX80, Lincoln Navigator, Tesla Model Y, Cadillac XT6, represent some of the worst automotive investments you can make in today's market. Their rapid depreciation is destroying owner equity and creating financial disasters for those who bought them new. The automotive landscape is changing rapidly, and buyers need to be more careful than ever about which vehicles they choose. Luxury doesn't guarantee value retention, and even popular models can become financial disasters if market conditions change. Before making your next SUV purchase, research depreciation trends, consider total ownership costs, and think carefully about how long you plan to keep the vehicle. In today's market, the wrong choice can cost you tens of thousands of dollars in lost value. Don't let one of these depreciating SUVs destroy your financial future. Make informed decisions, buy smart, and avoid the vehicles that will be worthless by 2026.